If you're looking to improve your public speaking skills, you are in the right place. My name is Jess Ekstrom. I'm a Forbes top-rated speaker and founder of Mic Drop Workshop. I've trained thousands of women on how to get paid to speak and how to speak with confidence. If you want to join our next free training, I'll link it in the caption below. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want more public speaking tips. So, what is the first thing we do when we want to become a better speaker? Actually, we think about the aftermath of our talk, not what we're going to say. So let's do this all together right now. I want you to imagine that you just spoke, whether it's in a meeting at work or whether you're on stage in front of thousands of people or whether you're giving a speech at your best friend's wedding. I want you to imagine you did it. It's done. And then what is the audience thinking or feeling after hearing you speak? I like to call this believe and achieve. What do you want people to believe after hearing you speak? And what do you want them to achieve after hearing you speak? Once we can determine those things of what we want people to feel and what we want people to think and do after we speak, then we can craft our talk with that outcome in mind. Another way to become a better speaker is thinking about our intent behind our speech. And this actually can help ease our nerves, which if nerves are an issue for you, like they are for most people who speak, I actually have a video on this right here that you can watch. But when we think about our intent behind it, I like to give an example of the Titanic. Now, I'm not the one who originated this thought, so if you have the creator, let me know. But I heard someone talk about public speaking once, like the Titanic. If you're on the Titanic and you are the only person that knows that you just hit an iceberg and trouble is on the way, you're not going to go out there and announce to people and be worried about how you look or how you seem or what you're wearing. Why? Because it's about what you have to say. It's about that you know that other people need to hear the thing that you have. Now, I know we're not always going to be speaking in like crisis communication, but if you have the belief that what I have to say, other people need to hear, it becomes less about you and more about them, which is one of the keys to being a great public speaker. In my course, Mic Drop Workshop, we have what we call a speaker statement. This is just a fill in the blank that helps us figure out who we are and how we help people through our talk. So, hi, my name is blank, and I help audiences blank. What is the desired goal and the outcome that you help people do? And when I say audiences, again, this could be at work, this could be as a professional speaker, whatever it is, but you want to have a goal in mind for what you want to bring to the table. And then you can keep that in mind as you deliver your talk. And this also will help if someone asks you what you're speaking on or what you're going to say, you have that clear soundbite in mind. So, hi, my name is blank, and I help audiences, people, women, groups, whatever it is you want to help, I help them blank. So how do we actually organize a talk that we're going to give, whether it be a presentation at work or whether it be a 1-hour signature keynote in front of 20,000 people? So I like to use a method that I teach in Mic Drop Workshop called bump, set, spike. If you have ever played volleyball before, that might sound familiar. So before I get into that 3-step method, what I like to do is I like to break a talk into smaller talks. So take the outcome that you want for people, and whatever that outcome is, what do they need to know to help them get there? So for example, let's say my outcome after people hear me speak, I want them to feel motivated to pursue the next level in their career. So that's my goal. That's why I'm here to speak today. So what are 3 things that people need to know in order to feel motivated to go to the next level in their career? Maybe they need to know what their values are. Maybe they need to know what their skill sets are. And maybe they need to know how to ask for the promotion. So those are 3 smaller talks that I'm putting into this one talk. So for each of those 3 points, we're going to create something called bump, set, spike. So the bump sets your audience up for why they need to listen. One of the biggest tips that you can have with public speaking is that it is always about what's in it for them and never about making yourself look good. So why do they need to listen? Bump the lesson, set them up for success. So maybe for this one, for that first one, it is about like knowing your values. The bump might be, you might think that values are something that just a company has. But actually, as individuals, we need to have our own core values because they can blank. So why is it important that they need to listen to this? That's the bump. Set them up for what they're about to hear. The set is actually the story. So what was a time or an anecdote, or if you don't want to share a personal story, a study that led you to know why this is important. So I think as a speaker, a lot of times we speak on the things that we needed to hear. So what was a time in your life where you needed to hear this? So maybe for this point about core values, what was a time where maybe you were lost in your values or unclear? And how can you share that story with your audience? Now, I'll actually have a introduction about how to tell stories. So if you want that, you can watch this next video here. So you have your bump, which is setting people up, your set, which is telling the story, and then the spike is the headline. What is the one thing that people need to know or understand if they didn't listen to anything you just said? What is the clear, concise takeaway? What's the billboard? Because guess what? A lot of people's attention spans are really, really short, and we don't remember, especially when things are auditory. So the spike is like the key takeaway. Bump, why should people listen? Set the scene and the story. When did you learn this? And what's the spike? Why do they need to listen? So your talk could either be one of those, one bump, set, spike, or it could be a series of multiple bump, set, spikes leading up to one greater topic. Now, if you're looking to make public speaking your career and get paid to speak, here are some of the most booked speaking topics over the past year. First is sustainability and corporate responsibility. We have creativity and innovation. That's a big one I see. We have enhanced customer experience. We have employee engagement and retention, like how do we keep people happy at work and staying there? Employee health and well-being, personal finance, entrepreneurship and startups, even in corporations, how do we help people think like entrepreneurs? DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, the future of work, especially if you can speak on AI at all, emotional intelligence and self-awareness, leadership in the new normal. I feel like this is one that a lot of people can speak to. And then change management. How do we navigate change? Now, if you're like, this is great, but where do I find speaking opportunities? I'm going to include in the caption to this video our list of 10 ways to find speaking engagements. But one small thing you can do today to start attracting public speaking engagements is add the word speaker to your bio. Where do you see people? Is it on LinkedIn? Is it in your email signature? Wherever it might be, add that one word speaker because people can't book you to speak if they don't know you're a speaker. Thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe if you want more public speaking tips.